Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play Won't Back Down by Tom Petty on acoustic guitar. The chords are pretty straightforward: G, E minor, C, D, the most common 4 chords ever. And the rhythm is just downstrokes, but there's a little bit of counting involved, so we're really going to take some time with it. Let's just take a quick look at what we're going to be getting up to today. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I stand my ground. Won't be turned around, and I keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Won't back. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Won't back down. Well, I know what's right. So there's a little bit of quick switching in there, and I'll show you how to get around that, how to make it a little bit simpler. Before we jump into it though, if you have not yet grabbed your copy of my free ebook, it's free for all my subscribers. I'm going to put a link to that in the corner. And if you have not yet subscribed, now's your chance. Just hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, all that stuff. It really helps the channel, and I sincerely appreciate those of you who have taken the time to subscribe. Otherwise, let's jump right in. This song does the same kind of thing the whole time. We start off on E minor, and then D, and then G. And that's our main thing. So make sure that you're comfortable going E minor, D, G. You could even go like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to make sure you have the switching like just, dialed in. And if you need extra help with that, like I said, I have that free ebook that'll totally help you out with all the basics. To those chord shapes, we're going to add a really simple pattern of downstrokes. On the E minor chord, we go 1 and 2 and. So it's 4 downstrokes. We're counting out loud: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're playing downstrokes all the time here. 1 and 2 and. Then we switch to D, 3 and 4, and then we switch to G and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when we're doing it this way, it seems a lot trickier than if we were just switching, on the beat and everything. But when you add the words, it's straight up lines up with the words. No, I won't back down. So we switch to the G on down, and that's why we do it that way. This is one of those instances where when you start singing, it actually makes it easier. Sometimes, you got the strumming and everything, and then you try to sing and it just falls apart. In this case, the singing is actually going to guide the strumming. So you can just go, no, I won't back down. Or you can count it out really slowly. I'll show you all the counting on the screen. You can just take your time and go through that as much as you like. Either way, that's our main thing. We just repeat that a whole bunch of times. And then we're going to go, no, I won't back down. 3 and no, I 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then we have this part. We're going to go 1 and 2 and. So the same thing for E minor. And then for D, 3 and 4 and. So 4 downstrokes on D as well. And then on the C chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So from a rhythm perspective, this part's way more straightforward, you know. 4 downstrokes on E minor, 4 downstrokes on D, and then 8 on C. Make sure that you're counting it as you practice that. And then we go back to that first thing that we did. And that's it for the verse. I'm going to play through it with my metronome nice and slow. You can always just see how this is going and then try it with me after. 60 beats per minute, nice and slow. Well, I 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and no, I won't back down and 2 and 3 and 4 and stand me up at the gates of hell. But I 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that's the verse. You can just rewind, try that as many times as you need to. And now moving on, there's just one other section to this song, and that is the chorus. And the chorus has a lot of stuff going on. There's some really quick switches on off beats and all that. Before we break it down and get too crazy with it, I'm just going to show you the simple way to get through it. You can see it right here. We just do 8 downstrokes, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the C chord, then on the D chord, and then C, D, C, D. So 3 times total. And then we just play our usual verse thing. And that's the simple way to go about it, you know. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground. You know, and that's a really straightforward way to do it. And you could just take that, you know the whole song at this point. But if you want to add all the chord shots and all the stuff that, you know, he's doing that kind of spices it up a little, adds to the challenge level, the first one that I want to take a look at, we're going to have to quickly switch from C to G. And for that, I have my C chord, and then I'm just going to take these 2 fingers, move them to the thicker strings, and do that for G. You could complete the shape, not required. You could go. And that's a really quick switch, you know, a little bit of a cheat, but if you finish the shape, it's legit. And then we would go in from G into D. And these are really quick switches. This takes the song from like 2 out of 10 to like 6 or 7 out of 10, you know, just adding this. But I'd like to show you how the recording actually goes. So let's break this all down. From the end of the second verse, we're going to go, and I won't back down. So we're on this measure, you know, on that last measure of G, and we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on beat 3 we have the C chord, and then on the and after 3 we switch to our G. We don't do anything on beat 4, and then we play our C chord on the and of 4, and we continue with the downstrokes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's always going to be switching to a G chord on the and after 3. That's the rule basically for this entire section, you know. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We do nothing on 4. And then we go to a D chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So to practice that, we really got to break it down because there's so much going on rhythmically here. I would start off just by going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just like that. You know, so we're on our C chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 D1. And just take a look. You just work on that a whole bunch of times. You know, finish watching the lesson because I want to show you the whole thing. But when you're done, you can come back to this and you can just, you know, work on that part. Just cycle it a billion times. And then we do the same thing, but starting on D and ending on C. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you let it rest. And then you put that all together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then once you can loop that, you can literally play the song. The other thing I would do is work my way into it, coming from the verse, going, and I won't back down, and 2 and won't back down. So So that part going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once again, take a look and go at your own pace. I could talk till I'm blue in the face, but until you actually just count it out and see when the switches are and get used to counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and placing the strokes on the right counting, on the right numbers. That's going to make the difference, right? So I am going to now play through the chorus. You can see the whole thing and you can practice along with me afterwards, starting on the last bit of the verse. 1 and 2 and 3 and I won't back down, won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. And that is how we break down this tune and actually learn it. If you want to play through the entire thing along with me, that's on my Patreon page. I'm going to put a link down below for that. And while you're down below, you might as well grab my free ebook, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, and also check out my course, Learn Guitar Once and For All. That's for people who maybe you've started guitar, maybe you haven't. It's designed to get you to the point where you're comfortable strumming, you know, and it all feels good. Because I know a lot of people get stuck at that point. And if you want to take your strumming to the next level, I have Strumming Made Simple, which is like a more late beginner intermediate course. It's going to help you learn to play and sing, play chord shots, breakdowns, embellishments, you know, all the stuff that people want to do to like really sound expressive when they're strumming. I'll put links to all that stuff down below. Either way, make sure that you practice it the way I showed you, you know, taking the time to break it all down. You can do it the simple way. You can add those extra bits. Totally up to you. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.